Zach leads the way out of the shop and through town. His footsteps are long and full of purpose, which is a change from his quiet, cautious demeanor. I can't help but look at him with a newfound respect. This is the first time I've seen him so determined and driven. Soon we arrive in front of a large, elaborate mansion. It looks very out of place compared to the modest shops in the rest of town. 2 men guard the entrance. Kick him in the face. How do we do it? Punch them in the balls. Oh wait, we don't know if they have balls. Piss. I don't know. I'm lost here. Come on, Zach. Do something. Zach pauses and sizes up the guards. Use the element of surprise for 2 quick sneak attacks or talk your way in. Well, let me tell you, I am a convincing talker. Let me at him. I don't think we want to try to kill him. Let's try talking our way in, right? No? I don't think either way they're going to agree with me. Like, neither of these seem like plausible options, although these seem to be really the 2 only options. But I think they're probably going to come up with something. Let's try peaceful first. Let's not try to kill anyone. We should ask them if we can see the mayor.
That would work.
Well, I mean, it was worth a shot.
Try.
Zach frowns after some talking
We'll try
nods.
that first. If that fails, we go to Plan B.
Plan B? Zach has already moved towards the guards and doesn't hear my question. I face Leanna. Do you know what his plan B is? She shakes her head.
Just hope it doesn't resort to that.
Just let me at him. I got this. I'm just gonna be like, hey. Or, I mean, if all else fails, just like, lift your skirt and we'll be fine. Yeah, the guards are dudes, right? Although, we still don't even know if they can even, like, do anything. Like, we still don't even know if they have reproductive organs. How are people born in this world? Who knows? The world may never know. We catch up to Zach.
Halt! What is your business here?
Guard 2 speaks first.
We're here to see the mayor.
Does he expect your audience?
Zach shakes his head.
No, but I need to speak with him about this latest tax hike.
The tax hike?
Guard 3. The guards glance at each other and lower their weapons slightly. It's almost seems as if they disapprove of the taxes too.
You guys don't seem too happy with the taxes either.
One of the guards hesitates, then nods.
My sister runs the bakery in town, and the taxes have been hurting her business.
Then why haven't you done anything about it?
We tried, as have some of the other guards. When we protested, the treasurer recommended the mayor hire real guards.
The treasurer? The treasurer is bad news too. The finance person is garbage just as much as the mayor is. Is there a vice mayor? Kill him too. Who even knows? I don't even know local government at all. Who cares? He glowers as he mentions the treasurer.
Treasurer?
Yeah, things have gotten really strange ever since he came to town. Suddenly the mayor is passing crazy rules he never would have passed before.
Oh, so the treasurer is retarded. Okay, cool. The other guard elbows his comrade.
Quiet down. Do you want one of his lackeys to hear?
The first guard frowns and falls silent. Leanna raises a hand to her chin in thought.
This treasurer sounds really suspicious.
Whoa, no way! Really? Wow! The guard motions to her manipulator.
Wait, you're a mage knight?
Leanna blinks.
Yes, that's correct.
Can you scan the treasurer for magic use? I swear, he's doing...
Not your crazy theories again. They already have a court mage to see to that.
Yes, a court mage who was assigned by the treasurer.
Okay, so we're under the impression that the treasurer is bad news. So we'll kill him. Whoever we're killing, I don't care. Either that or we're just gonna redo something. I don't know. If you let us in, we will give you a cookie? The second guard frowns but doesn't reply.
If we let you through, will you just scan around and see if you notice anything?
Leanna nods.
Yes, I'll do what I can.
I like how her skirt just moves as well. What the piss, balls?
Just be careful. Some of the treasurer's hired guards may not be so fond of you poking around.
Well, then I'll poke them in the nuts. Yeah? Take that. Both guards step to the side.
On your way.
Let's go.
Yes, we didn't have to kill anyone. See, that totally. I mean, we would have just killed 2 innocent guys. This is fine. Zach leads the way again. We follow behind as Leanna fiddles with her manipulator. Fiddles. Bam, 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 bam. I was, alright. Violin, you know? As we progress through the mansion, we pass unnoticed by the clerks and guards milling about. Wow. We literally are walking in plain sight, and yet no one sees us. This is fine. They must assume we have a reason to be here if we got through the front door. Leanna stares intently at her manipulator, her brow furrowed in confusion.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, what doesn't make any sense? What is it?
The readings, they're so erratic. It's almost like but there can't be.
Explain, please? There's what?
Shadow magic.
Oh, what's that? Zack looks sharply at Leanna.
Shadow magic.
She reluctantly nods. Zack sets his jaw and tightens the grip on his dischargers. So, shadow magic. What's that?
It's forbidden magic.
Oh, yes. She's entirely focused on her manipulator.
It's coming from...
She jogs down a hallway and stops in front of mahogany double doors.
Behind there.
Suddenly, a voice calls out from behind us.
It's you.
Standing down the hall is the same guard from the shop.
How did you get in here? Intruders!
All eyes fall on us as he begins yelling. The guards who previously ignored us now draw their weapons as they close in. Zack pulls out his dischargers. Oh, look at him getting angry.
You go deal with whatever that is. I'll keep them busy here.
Zack kicks down one of the tables and drops behind it for cover.
Go! Now!
As he raises his guns, whoa. Interesting. Anyway, as he raises his guns, purple energy swirls to life. He rains a hail of energy bolts down the hall in suppressive fire. Leanna bursts through the doors and I stay at her heels. The noise from the battle gradually fades away as we run deeper into the mansion. Eventually, the hall leads into a study. A carved work desk laden with books and ledgers is in the center with a bookcase surrounding it. So, isn't that like an enchantment table, though? A man wearing a hood and dark robe sits at the desk. He scribbles something with one hand while the other hand is hidden within his robe. An older man sits on the other side of the desk. His graying hair sticks out in strange angles and his embroidered clothes are slightly askew. He stares at the open ledgers on the desk, but his eyes are dull as if they aren't really seeing it. Two guards stand by the doorway as still statues with those same dull eyes. The treasurer rises to his feet.
Who let these two in? I explicitly said no visitors.
This treasurer is, well, you doesn't have a model for one. Leanna's manipulator pulses wildly, especially when she raises her arm towards him.
It's him! He's the source of the shadow magic!
Neither the mayor nor the guards react.
How dare you make such accusations? Arrest her immediately!
The guards ready their weapons. Stop! We aren't here to fight you!
It's no use! He's influencing them with shadow magic!
Her hair is moving all over the place. So, like, literally, I know. So, literally, physics does not apply here. Like, her hair moves, her skirt moves, and... Anyway. Duh. A gust of wind gathers around Leanna, violently whipping her hair and clothes. Okay. It concentrates in her gauntleted palm, and she hurls it. Oh, okay. And she hurls it at them. The wind knocks the guards against the walls and blows open the robe of the treasurer, exposing his hidden hand. Within his palm is a dark crystal sphere. It looks like a marble of darkness and swirling smoke. From within the crystal are shadow tendrils, which extend to the mayor and his two unconscious guards. Leanna's voice is flat when she speaks. I've never heard her sound so serious before.
A tainted spear, and the branding of void.
You have seen too much.
The treasurer raises the black sphere high, and shadow energy shoots straight toward Leanna. Fuck. She raises her hand and creates another ball of wind, which she fires at the shadowy bolt. The shadowy ball cuts through Leanna's magic like a knife through butter, and her wind scatters harmlessly into the room. Push her out of the way. Leanna! I dash towards her and knock her out of the way. I take the full brunt of the shadow blast, and I'm flung back against the wall. There we go. See, this is the good shit. Man, chivalry. Yes. Agony sears my body. I grit through the pain and look at Leanna. It doesn't look like any of the magic hit her. She rushes over, her face a mix of bewilderment and concern. This is painful AF. You got this. I muster up a smile. This is manly right here, bro. This is good shit. This is like, oh, this is hardcore. Oh, dude, this is sweet. This is well done. Oh yeah, this is good. Okay, so he's like, go get him.
That was so reckless.
Well, you're so sweet, so I just figured I'd make sure you were okay. When you're a better fighter than me anyway, I mean, basically useless. This is the only purpose I actually serve. Leanna unsheaths her blade. A determined fire in her eyes, she faces the treasure and raises her sword. Aww. Look at her, so cute. Jesus Christ, she's fucking adorable. Her manipulator glows with power, which flows into her blade, encasing it in a similar glow. Magic part. I like how this is. I'm observing all of this from a first-person view as I'm taking the brunt of dark magic. This is fine. Her magic particles swirl around as static sparks of energy lash out from her weapon. In an instant, she dashes towards the treasurer at an inhuman speed. Oh, she did the wind again. He fires two shadow bolts, but Leanna uses her blade to cut through the air and shoots off two slices of energy, which cut through the shadow magic.
What?
Text was a bit slow there.
Yeah!
Leanna lunges and charges her blade through the treasure, or towards the treasurer. Sorry, I thought you already killed him. Just before her sword would pierce him, the treasurer throws his tainted sphere to the ground. It shatters apart, and the shadowy mist leaks out of the orb, enclosing the room in a dark fog. The thick fog clouds my vision so I can't see anything. As it slowly begins to fade, I make out Leanna watching her surroundings, but the treasure is nowhere to be seen. When she doesn't see her enemy, the glow from her sword fades away. Oh, the mayor is back. The mayor lets out a throaty groan. He rubs at his head, and his eyes looking groggy, like someone who had just woken up.
What is...
Leanna sheathes her blade.
Take it easy. You were under the effects of shadow magic.
shadow magic?
Shadow magic?
Is it finally over?
He shakes his head as if to free his thoughts and must try to lingering effects. Okay, is it finally over? Leanna nods. The mayor takes a few more minutes to compose himself. When his eyes seem more focused, he sighs in relief.
You have my thanks.
Excuse me. Suddenly, the door barges open and Zack races in. Behind him is a wave of guards.
Stop him!
He's with us.
The mayor stands unsteadily on his feet, but addresses the guards.
Leave them be. But I said leave them be.
They hesitate and shoot confused glances at each other, but ultimately follow the order and lower their weapons.
Took you guys long enough.
He looks at me.
What are you doing down there?
I groan as I rotate onto my back. Leanna offers me a hand, which I accept.
He took a shadow blast, aimed for me.
Zack blinks in surprise, but looks impressed.
Seems like you ended up being useful after all.
Yes! See, I knew it. That's the only purpose that I am used for. So you didn't think I was going to be useful, but I was. Indeed, by ultimately becoming useless and allowing the useful person to be useful. That's what I do. Good shit. Thanks? Leanna checks her manipulator, but it remains still.
The shadow magic is gone.
The mayor seems much more alert.
It was my treasurer, wasn't it?
Leanna nods. He sighs heavily and sits back down in his chair.
When he first arrived into town, I thought he would be like all the other travelers and go on his way. But he said he knew how to make this town even greater than what it is now. He had ideas on how we could become more than just a wayward stop. The first step was to increase taxes to build up our treasury.
He hangs his head in his hands.
All I wanted was to help the people here have better lives. All I've done is cause them suffering.
You weren't in control of yourself.
But it was me who made all the rulings and enforced those tax laws.
Leanna shakes her head.
It wasn't you. That man had a tainted sphere. He was using it to influence you.
The mayor leans back. He looks tired, as if a huge weight was dropped on him.
I don't deserve to continue as mayor of this town.
One of the guards steps forward.
That's not true.
I look over at the voice and recognize him as one of the guards formerly controlled by shadow magic.
I know what it's like when he used that magic. All I could think about was how I could become an honor guard. The thought was overwhelming and I'd do anything to achieve it. I know that wasn't the real you, Mayor.
The other formerly controlled guard steps forward and nods.
Me too. Little Garrett still plays with the toy sword you gave him for his birthday. Says he's practicing for when he joins the guard too.
The other guards in the room murmur their assent.
There's nobody who can run this town better than you.
This is totally like... Okay, the mayor glances at the hopeful faces of the guard. In this small town, I can believe that he knows each of them by name. Finally, he gives them a weak smile.
I suppose somebody needs to clean up this mess.
He gets back to his feet and turns to us.
I don't know how to thank you for what you've done for us.
Leanna smiles warmly.
I'm glad we were able to help.
Zack and I nod.
You must be exhausted. Please, feel free to stay at Raven Pass for as long as you like. You are always welcome here.
Thank you.
The three of us leave the mayor to his business and head out of the mansion. Once outside, I glance up at the darkening sky. Leanna mirrors my movements.
We should rest up for the night.
Agreed.
I
I
nod.
saw the inn back towards the shops.
Right on. Zack leads the way. After turning down a side street, we see the lighted sign for the Hog's Head Inn. I stifle a yawn as we head inside. Zack and I sit down at the table while Leanna speaks with the innkeeper. She returns with 2 room keys, looking a bit shocked. Wordlessly, she passes one to Zack. What's going on? Yes!
The innkeeper refused to let us pay for the rooms or food. Said it was by order of the mayor, and one he would happily oblige.
Okay. That was really nice of him. Sure, no, she nods. Wait, so she comes back with 2 keys? So then what? Another silence falls over us, but this one feels natural and not a bit uncomfortable. After a few minutes, the staff brings out 3 steaming bowls and places one in front of each of us. Once the bowl hits the table, Zack digs in with gusto and practically inhales his food. Leanna and I share a look before we grab our spoons. Ha, stew again. She nods.
It's hearty and filling.
Rabbit again?
Actually, this time it's venison.
I take a bite. Tastes like chicken! Just tastes like stew to me. I try not to wince every time I use the spoon. The fire has eased out of my body, but my shoulder still throbs from when I landed on the ground. Leanna glances at me, then gets up and walks back to the innkeeper. She returns with a compress in her hand. A compress? She offers it to me with a smile.
This should help with the pain.
I hold it against my shoulder and smile appreciatively as the pain slowly melts into a dull ache.
Thanks for helping me back there.
Aw. I smile. Anytime. I continue digging into my meal. So, what exactly makes shadow magic bad? Well, let's see. You play MMORPGs, right? Like, I think shadow magic and, like, any sort of anything is bad. So what exactly makes shadow magic bad?
It's far more dangerous than any other elemental magic. And it's incredibly unstable and volatile. The most serious thought of shadow magic is how it's able to amplify the shadowy thoughts of someone's mind.
So the treasurer was manipulating what the mayor was already feeling? She nods.
He might have wanted to help the town by looking to expand, but there's also a bit of selfishness on his part for wanting to do that too. Either greed from more money coming in and more luxurious goods, or wanting more fame and recognition.
Ugh, yawn. I'm tired too, jeez.
Everyone has thoughts like that. It's just a matter of keeping those thoughts in check.
Well done, Zack. Wisdom. Leanna nods.
Shadow magic, unfortunately, lets those desires loose in a destructive way.
Is there any way to block against it?
Unless you are a mage. Not really.
Leanna picks at her food.
Most people can't control the magic well, and it's very easy for it to backfire and cause more harm to the caster than the intended target.
That treasurer seemed to be handling it well. She looks even more
I
worried.
know. Which is even more troubling, considering the fact that shadow magic is outlawed in Havengard.
Zack pushes his now empty bowl away from him.
I think he's part of Void.
Leanna's frown deepens.
I think so too. I noticed the branding on his forearm.
What's Void?
They're practitioners of shadow magic. They first rose to power during the struggle of the Three Kingdoms, before the Treaty of Asaria. They wanted to grow their power in the outreach of shadow magic, and a lot of innocent people were killed in the process. At the height of their power, they grew so powerful and were so destructive that the Three Kingdoms had to set aside their differences and band together.
That's when the treaty was formed. Part of the agreement was to outlaw shadow magic.
Are you really telling me it took 3 kingdoms to take down 1 cult?
Shadow magic is a lot more powerful than any other elemental magic. Which is why there are people who still want to practice it. It's impossible to stabilize the magic, so it's deemed too dangerous to be used.
Fair enough. Zack nods. I see. No wonder both Leanna and Zack seem so grim. No wonder Leanna and Zack seem so grim when they first noticed the shadow magic. I stifle another yawn.
Is everyone done eating?
Zack and I both nod.
Then I suggest we head to bed.
I second that motion. I am exhausted.
I know.
Wow. She grins and I can feel a rush of warmth to my face. I guess she saw my yawn. Zack leads the way upstairs, clutching one of the keys. We stop in front of 2 adjoining doors.
Well, good night then.
Good night. Zack nods. Leanna turns the key and lets herself into the room, then gently closes the door behind her. Zack also turns the key and lets himself into the second room. The door slams shut. Very funny. I turn the handle, but it's locked. What the hell? Zack, let me in. He ignores me, so I pound on the door. Come on, let me in. He doesn't answer, but a couple people poke their heads out of the room and glare at me. More quiet? Sorry, I didn't knock on the door. Ah, very funny. You can open the door now, please. No answer. Well, I am on the floor. I don't really want to try Leanna's room, but at the same time, I really do. Let's ask her about it. This is ridiculous. I knock on Leanna's door. Leanna? She opens the door a crack, then pulls it all the way open when she recognizes me. Her brows are seized with worry.
Is something wrong?
Whoa! Oh, this is poor. These are both poor choices. I kind of wish I could go back. I don't like these choices. Okay, so Zack's being mean. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with Zack. I genuinely don't. But I also don't really want to be like, yeah, I want to stay with you. Because that's fucking creepy. But like, because we can't mention Zack. I briefly thought about it while I was in the bathroom, and I think I want to go with option 2, but I just gotta pray to the Lord Jesus that, like, he mentions that Zack is being stupid. Because that's the only way, because, like, Zack's being mean sounds like, I don't think that'll be the exact wording, but, like, given that this is like a visual novel, right? I think this is gonna be fine. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, this is not horrible, and this might confirm if she has a vagina or not. Oh, no, I was just thinking it would be nice if we spent the night together. She narrows her eyes and slams the door shut. Okay, so she hates me. That's 2 for 2. Try again. I can keep this up all night. Open and I walk in.
No space.
There are 2 beds. Not cool, man. Not cool. I go,
What are you doing?
this is my bed.
But then where will they sleep?
I just look at him. Finally, he sighs and collects his dischargers. Darn. It was worth a shot. Oh well. Too bad, I suppose. Hopefully she doesn't remember that. She might. Okay. I'm a little bit too much this is a little bit too much for me right now. Okay, so oh man, that was Crystalline. Well, not obviously. So but I am I genuinely I love this game. This is going so well. We haven't met any of the other girls yet, and we're like a few hours into this game at this point. So that's kind of crazy, but oh, I just gotta pray to the Lord she didn't remember that. Whoa! I figured it was worth a shot, though. Oh, well. Given that it was a pretty short option and didn't make a big deal out of it, I think it'll be fine. So yeah, let's just, I mean, we didn't have to, I mean, maybe she, I mean, I don't know. She didn't get embarrassed, she just kind of got angry at me. So, maybe she has a vagina? Maybe? I don't know, but I don't know if we'll ever find out either. But, you know, it's fine. I had a great time with this. I really want to play again, like, ASAP. So, I will probably play again tomorrow if I can, because I had a really good time with this. So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace out.